Between 1845 and 1855, more than 1 million Irish immigrants fled the Great Hunger, a potato blight that starved their homeland and shattered families' mass moments. Boston became one of their first homes in America, but it was not welcoming. They were poor. They were Catholic. They were seen as outsiders, and yet they endured. They built neighborhoods, they laid bricks, they raised children, and they cooked, not with abundance, but with memory, with scraps, with the knowledge passed down from Irish hearths and adapted to American stoves. These 10 dishes are not just recipes, they're survival stories. They are the flavors of resilience. They're what Irish immigrants actually ate in Boston in the mid-1800s, not the romanticized pub fare, but the humble meals that kept them alive. Number 1. Fish chowder, the sea's gift to the poor. Boston was a port city. Fish was everywhere, and for Irish immigrants it was affordable, especially the scraps. Fish chowder wasn't creamy back then. It was brothy, made with salt pork, onions, potatoes, and chunks of white fish, often cod or haddock. Milk was added if you had it, but water worked just fine. It was simmered in one pot, served with hard bread or oat cakes, and eaten slowly, gratefully. This wasn't restaurant chowder, it was survival chowder. And it tasted like the Atlantic, cold, briny, and full of promise. Number 2. Corned beef hash, the leftovers that lived again. Corned beef wasn't an Irish staple back home. It was too expensive. But in Boston it was available, especially the leftovers. Hash was how you stretched it, chopped corned beef. Boiled potatoes, onions, salt, pepper, fried in a skillet until crispy. Served with eggs if you had them, or just eaten on its own. It was salty. It was filling. It was familiar. In the tenements of Boston, corned beef hash was a way to make yesterday's scraps feel like today's meal. Number 3. Meat and vegetable hash or stew. The pot that fed everyone. You didn't need a recipe. You needed a pot and whatever you had, bits of meat, pork, beef, or even squirrel. Root vegetables, turnips, carrots, potatoes, onions, garlic, herbs, simmered until soft. Thickened with flour or mashed potato. Served hot with bread, it was rustic. It was hearty. It was communal. Families ate from the same pot. Neighbors shared leftovers, and the smell filled the hallway. In mid-1800s Boston, this stew was more than food. It was connection. Number 4. Potato pancakes or griddle cakes. The taste of home potatoes were sacred. They were what the Irish lost, and what they clung to, grated raw, mixed with flour, salt, and maybe an egg, fried on a griddle until golden, served with applesauce or molasses, or just eaten plain. They were crispy. They were soft. They were memory. In Boston, potato pancakes were a way to remember Ireland and to reclaim it, one bite at a time. Number 5. Turnip and cabbage stew with salt pork bits, the bitter that became beautiful. Turnips were cheap. Cabbage was filling. Salt pork was flavor, boiled together, seasoned with pepper and vinegar, simmered until tender. It was bitter. It was briny. It was bold, served with bread, or spooned over mush, or eaten with silence. This was a stew for the working poor, and it tasted like strength. Number 6. Stewed carrots and parsnips with onions, the sweet that surprised you. Carrots and parsnips were root vegetables. Easy to grow, easy to store. They were sweet. They were earthy, stewed with onions, seasoned with thyme, salt, and a splash of vinegar, cooked until soft, served as a side, or mixed into hash, or eaten with bread. It was simple. It was nourishing. It was enough. In Boston, this dish reminded Irish immigrants that sweetness could still be found, even underground. Number 7. Boiled root vegetables with meat broth, the broth that built bones. You didn't waste bones. You boiled them beef bones, pork bones, chicken carcasses, simmered for hours. Turnips, carrots, potatoes added, salt and herbs if you had them. It was thin. It was hot. It was healing. Served in bowls, sipped slowly, shared widely. This wasn't just food. It was medicine. Number 8. Grits or cornmeal mush, the grain that filled the belly. Cornmeal was cheap. Grits were filling, boiled with water, salted, sometimes sweetened with molasses, served hot, or cooled and fried, or eaten with stew. It was bland, but it was warm, and it stuck to your ribs. In Boston, cornmeal mush was a Southern staple adopted by Irish immigrants who needed calories more than flavor. Number 9. Fruit compote with bread or oat cakes, the dessert that didn't need sugar, apples, raisins, dried berries, boiled with water, sweetened with molasses or honey. Served warm over bread or oat cakes, it was tart. It was sticky. It was comforting. Kids loved it. Adults appreciated it, and everyone knew it was better than nothing. This was dessert, made from scraps, served with love. Number 10, toasted bread pudding. The sweet that saved stale bread. You didn't throw bread away. You toasted it. You soaked it in milk and eggs. You added molasses, raisins, and spices. Baked until firm. Served warm. Eaten slowly, it was soft. It was sweet. It was sacred. In Boston, bread pudding was a way to turn waste into wonder. The dishes that remember. These weren't just meals. They were memories. They were proof that poverty couldn't erase pride. Irish immigrants in mid-1800s Boston cooked with what they had, and what they had was enough. Fish chowder, corned beef hash, potato pancakes, turnip stew. Each dish told a story of struggle, of survival, of love. Drop a comment. Which dish did your ancestors eat? Which one would you try today? Like this video to honor the flavors that built Boston. Subscribe to the America We Forget, where every bite tells a story worth preserving.